In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on October 20th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cincinnati Bengals versus Cleveland Browns. It's shaping up to be an exciting showdown in Cleveland on Sunday as 2 struggling teams from the American Football Conference North face off, with the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Cleveland Browns. Both teams sit at the bottom of their division, making this an important matchup for both squads. The Bengals enter the game with a 2-4 record, buoyed by a solid win over the New York Giants on the road last Sunday night. Meanwhile, the Browns are off to a dismal 1-5 start, having suffered another narrow defeat last week, this time to the Philadelphia Eagles, 20-16. The Browns are in disarray. Earlier this week, they parted ways with wide receiver Amari Cooper, further complicating an already struggling offense. Quarterback Deshaun Watson, who was once a top-tier player, seems far removed from his prime. He has been overwhelmed by opposing pass rushes, frequently looking hesitant and uncomfortable in the pocket. On the other hand, the Bengals appear poised to take advantage of these vulnerabilities. Their wide receiver group is finally healthy, and their backfield, led by Moss and Brown, continues to improve. With quarterback Joe Burrow likely enjoying better protection from his offensive line, Cincinnati's passing attack could thrive against a Browns defense that has been anything but formidable. Cleveland's secondary currently ranks 21st in the NFL against the pass, which does not bode well as they prepare to face playmakers like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Expect the Bengals' witty-outs to exploit this mismatch and produce some explosive plays downfield. The Browns' recent decision to move on from Cooper has only compounded their offensive woes, leaving them without a true game-changing weapon. While Cleveland has shown efficiency in the red zone, the problem is they rarely reach it. Penalties and turnovers have derailed many of their drives, and they remain among the league's worst in both categories. All signs point to another tough outing for the Browns, as Cincinnati has the upper hand in nearly every key area of the game. Although neither team has performed up to expectations this season, the Bengals have shown more promise than their record suggests. Despite being 2-4, they actually have a positive point differential, indicating that they've been more competitive than it may seem. In contrast, the Browns are plagued by inconsistency and lack offensive weapons, making it difficult for them to pose a serious threat, even if star running back Nick Chubb returns for this game. Watson continues to struggle with limited time in the pocket, which could spell trouble against Cincinnati's defensive line, which has shown the ability to disrupt opposing quarterbacks. With Joe Burrow at the helm, Cincinnati remains a dangerous team. Burrow is the kind of elite quarterback who thrives in must-win situations, and with the Bengals' season hanging in the balance, expect him and his teammates to rise to the occasion. While the Bengals' defense has been inconsistent throughout the year, they put together a strong performance on Sunday Night Football last week, suggesting they could carry that momentum into this game. On the flip side, the Browns are simply spiraling, and Watson's performance is fast becoming one of the biggest disappointments and perhaps the worst contract in the NFL this season. Although Cleveland may manage to score a few points here and there, the Bengals' offense should be able to take control of the game and secure a decisive victory. Given these factors, the Cincinnati Bengals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Browns have struggled mightily to put points on the board, largely due to their inability to generate big plays or reach the red zone with any consistency. Watson has been under constant duress, having been sacked more than any other quarterback in the league so far, and Cleveland's passing attack is ranked dead last in the NFL, while the Bengals' offense hasn't fully hit its stride either. Ranking 19th in red zone appearances, they are still in a much better position to do the bulk of the scoring in this contest. Cincinnati's offense is loaded with playmakers, and they are more than capable of putting points on the board against a weak Browns defense. However, it seems unlikely that Cleveland, now without Cooper, will be able to generate enough offense to push the total score over the projected line. While Cincinnati should cruise to a comfortable win, the Browns' offensive struggles will likely prevent this game from becoming a high-scoring affair. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Seahawks versus Atlanta Falcons. The Seattle Seahawks will head on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday, October 20th. Seattle is coming off a disappointing 36-24 loss against the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday Night Football, while Atlanta enters this matchup with momentum, having secured a 38-20 victory over the Carolina Panthers. Both teams are looking to make strides in the competitive National Football Conference, and this game presents an opportunity for each to solidify their standing. The Falcons will be aiming to extend their winning streak to 4 games when they host Seattle at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. After a sluggish start to the season, the Falcons offense, now led by quarterback Kirk Cousins, seems to be hitting its stride. Cousins initially took time to settle into the new system, but Atlanta has found its rhythm and is now performing like a well-tuned offense. The team's recent wins include impressive victories over National Football Conference South rivals such as the New Orleans Saints, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Carolina Panthers. They also managed to pull off a significant win on the road in Week 2 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Cousins currently ranks 4th in the NFL for passing yards, thanks in large part to his incredible Week 6 performance, where he threw for 509 yards and 4 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. In addition to their potent passing game, the Falcons' ground attack has also been effective. Running backs Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier combined for 200 rushing yards against Carolina, showcasing their ability to control the game on the ground. While the Seahawks are just 1 game behind Atlanta with a 3-3 record, the team has struggled to maintain consistency. Seattle's 3 wins came against relatively weak opponents, the Denver Broncos, New England Patriots, and Miami Dolphins, but they've since faltered against stronger competition. The Seahawks have lost their last 3 games to the Detroit Lions, New York Giants, and San Francisco 49ers, with each defeat coming by a margin of at least 9 points. One particularly troubling loss came at home in Week 5, when they fell 29-20 to the Giants. Quarterback Geno Smith is capable but inconsistent, throwing 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions so far this season. His struggles have been compounded by Seattle's non-existent rushing attack, which ranks 29th in the league with just 96.5 rushing yards per game. Given these challenges, it's difficult to see the Seahawks keeping pace with Atlanta's dynamic offense. So the Atlanta Falcons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Though Seattle has had its share of difficulties this season, one silver lining for Geno Smith is that he will be facing a Falcons defense that has consistently struggled to generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Atlanta ranks dead last in the NFL with only 5 sacks on the season, and this lack of a pass rush should give Smith plenty of time to operate in the pocket. When given time to make his reads, Smith can be effective, even if the Seahawks' ground game is largely ineffective. However, Seattle's offense has been fairly predictable, scoring between 20 and 29 points in every game this season, including 4 outings in which they put up between 23 and 26 points. On the other hand, Atlanta's offense has been one of the most productive in the league. The Falcons rank 8th in total offense and 11th in scoring, despite a slow start in Week 1 when they managed only 10 points and 226 total yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Since that opening game, Cousins and the offense have found their groove, making it challenging for opposing defenses to keep them in check. This could spell trouble for a Seattle defense that ranks 27th in rushing defense and 25th in points allowed. It's unlikely that the Seahawks will be able to contain both Atlanta's passing and rushing attacks, which gives the Falcons a clear edge. Given the weaknesses on both defenses, this game has the potential to turn into a high-scoring affair. Seattle has hit the over in 5 of their 6 games this season, while Atlanta is 3-3 against the over. The Falcons should have little trouble finding the end zone, and Seattle has shown that they can score in bursts, as evidenced by their performance against the 49ers. Atlanta's defense allowed Carolina to score 20 points last week, so it's reasonable to expect the Seahawks to reach the high 22nds as well. With both teams possessing capable offenses and porous defenses, this game could very well turn into a shootout. In fact, this matchup has the potential to be one of the highest scoring games of the week. The combination of Seattle's ability to score in bunches and Atlanta's offensive firepower makes the over a solid bet, as both teams are poised to light up the scoreboard in what promises to be an entertaining contest. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Carolina Panthers versus Washington Commanders. The Carolina Panthers are set to travel to Northwest Stadium in Prince George's County, Maryland, where they will face off against the Washington Commanders in an exciting NFL matchup. Currently, the Panthers hold a disappointing record of 1-5 this season, placing them fourth in the National Football Conference South Division. In contrast, the Washington Commanders find themselves at the top of the National Football Conference East with a record of 4-2, showcasing a much stronger performance so far this season. The last encounter between these two teams took place in 2021, when the Washington football team triumphed over the Panthers with a final score of 27-21, setting the stage for what should be an intriguing rematch. It seems that the magic surrounding Andy Dalton, affectionately known as the Red Rocket, may have diminished. Dalton stepped in for Bryce Young during Week 3 and managed to guide the Panthers to their much-needed first victory of the season against the Las Vegas Raiders. Given the tough times Carolina fans have experienced, Dalton's significant win against Las Vegas brought a much-needed glimmer of hope and joy back to the city. Unfortunately, that moment of celebration was short-lived, as the Panthers have since faced 3 consecutive losses to the Bengals, Bears, and Falcons. Over these 3 games, Dalton has thrown 4 interceptions, and the team has struggled to break the 20-point mark even once during this losing streak. Running back Chuba Hubbard has been doing everything he can to generate offense on the ground, while Deontay Johnson has emerged as the primary wide receiver with Dalton under center. However, the Panthers' defense has faced relentless struggles, allowing an astonishing 33.8 points per game, making them the worst in the league. The disappointment in Carolina seems to be returning, and the outlook for Week 7 appears grim. On the other hand, the Washington Commanders have been a delightful surprise this season. Selecting Jaden Daniels with the 2nd overall pick in the draft was anticipated to invigorate the team's rebuilding efforts, yet few could have predicted the speed at which they would start to turn things around. Daniels has shown maturity and poise in the pocket, performing like a seasoned veteran, while running back Brian Robinson Jr. is experiencing a breakout season, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin has solidified his role as a genuine WR1. The Commanders did suffer their 2nd loss of the season in Week 6 against the Ravens, which was a fiercely contested matchup. Although Daniels had an impressive performance through the air, Robinson Jr. was sidelined, leading to a complete lack of offensive production on the ground. With his anticipated return to the backfield this weekend, the Commanders are expected to regain their full offensive potency and fire on all cylinders. In this upcoming game, it appears to be a significant drop in competition level for the Commanders, especially after their closely fought battle against the Ravens last week. While some may anticipate a potential letdown after such a challenging game against one of the league's top teams, I believe the Commanders have proven themselves to be a more resilient team than that. The Panthers have had a dreadful season, with all 5 of their losses coming by double digits. Given this context, the Washington Commanders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Carolina Panthers have struggled defensively, allowing over 30 points in each of their last 3 games. Despite this, I expect Carolina to manage a few touchdowns in this contest, particularly since Washington's defense is below average, permitting 24 points per game. The total points have gone over in 5 of Carolina's last 6 games, while Washington has seen the total surpass the expected mark in 6 of its last 7 games. Both the Washington Commanders and the Carolina Panthers currently possess an over-under record of 5-1 this season, indicating that while neither team's defense can be classified as elite, Washington's offense might just be in that category. The Commanders have scored an impressive 34 points against a solid Cleveland defense, and it's safe to say that the Panthers are not nearly as formidable on that side of the ball. While Carolina will likely struggle to cover the spread in this game, they should still be able to score points against a Washington defense that allows an average of 24 points per game. Thus, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.